We had our first place player determined. It is Dark. Zorg moving on here. And now it's Parting versus Hack. Two former teammates, in fact. Two StarTale players back in the day. Going to battle it out, decide who's going on that finals match and who's going to lose. We saw them earlier in the makeup room, and they looked pretty stressed out.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, one of them has to go, and they're friendly with each other, so they were like, oh, we got to knock each other out. It sucks, of course. And look at this. We got Overgrowth, King, Sejong Station, and Merry-Go-Round as the 3 picks once again. The most popular picks, bar none. I believe King, Sejong Station, or rather, no. I guess there was one time where all 3 of these were banned, actually.
Yeah,
I was going to say they were.
Is still the highest picked map.
Yeah, I think so.
It's either Sejong or Overgrowth. So, going into this one, 2 former teammates. You know, it's rough. You got to fight an old friend, knock him out of this tournament. Parting, I would say definitely the favorite today, but I said this before, Hack's got great TVP. This is one of those matches that I feel the winner of the first game wins the whole thing. Even though Parting is pretty favored, I feel like if he loses, he's the type of player who gets emotional. We talked about this before. I think the winner of the first set wins the whole thing 2-0.
Yeah, and definitely the way Hack lost to Byung was pretty one-sided, pretty fast, especially in that second game. If Parting gets 1 on him, I don't think he's going to stand up and get 2 in a row. So I definitely agree with you on that one. I'm not sure who's going to get this one. I would lean towards Parting, but we'll see.
We'll see indeed. Let's go to our losers match here in Group A. Uh-oh.
SpaghettiOs. He's going for Proxy.
There's no SpaghettiOs involved this time, though. I miss SpaghettiOs. I never even ate them in America since I was like a little kid, but I still miss them, Brennan.
Me too, man. But, oh, man, what kind of Proxy do you think this is?
I think it's just going to be a single gate, and then it's going to be Zealot Stock or Mothership Core Pressure. I think. It's too far away to be 2-gate pressure, and we don't really even see that all in this matchup anymore.
It's been a while.
Well, I mean, we saw it on, like, Steps of War. Who was it?
Yeah.
Somebody did, like, a 1-gate proxy on that map.
When the Zealot build time was, like, 5 seconds faster.
You could actually get like gate into the main on Xel'Naga Caverns sometimes back in the day too, or 2 gates, where you could because back then you could actually make the pylon on the low ground, then sneak in and like make the gates on the high ground. There was a few ways you could do that. You could put them in the very far back corner, and the 2 gates could cover the pylon. I hope that map makes it into the Season 4 ladder pool, by the way.
I loved that map too.
I mean, we're pros players, so what do you want?
I guess it makes sense. So he's sending the probe back. There's only 1 gate over there. He's making his gas as well. So, of course, there's no 2 gates here. Just going to be 1. Probably going to throw down that Cyber Core behind this.
Yeah, you can just make it at home. Pylon's coming up. So it's a pretty, I mean, normal order of things and a fairly normal timing, you know. The variation being here that he's going to get the Zealot before Core, and he's going to Chrono Boost it. So that's just how this works. I doubt Hack will check for this. This is a pretty unusual thing to do, but this is the kind of thing you do to someone you're really familiar practicing with, one of your teammates. It's a saddest thing too, because you're like, I'm gonna cheese my friend, but like it's just kind of what you do oftentimes.
It's so funny, but the way you put it, it's so true, but the way you put it is just so funny, because it's so true. Like, he's just cheesing his friend right now, as if they were just playing together, and he's like trolling him.
He's gonna make it look like he's about to make a Nexus, because he normally would be around this time.
He's gonna keep the SCV down here to guard, possibly even make an engineering bay. It doesn't look like it's coming down just yet. The CC is actually coming down here.
Yeah. All right, here comes the Reapers. The Reapers going to find the truth, but look at this timing. Now we can send 1 Zealot into the main and 1 Zealot to kill the SCV making the CC. And there's the cancel there on that Tech Lab, or rather, excuse me, Reactor. This bunker, or rather, Supply Depot is not going to last. But now he's just going to come in here, stop the wall from being made as best as he can. Going to kill this SCV as well. It just needs to keep his more health Zealot at the front. Look at this, catching another Marine. And the Stalker's going to be out here pretty soon.
He gets the Marine even. That's so big. And the Stalker's going to get in.
That's all he has to do is stop the wall, and then he gets in. Then the Stalker can help kill the Reaper. The second Stalker's on the way. Nice mineral walk here. Knows Heck does not cancel the CC. Almost 9 out of 10 Terrans cancel the CC against this. He's pretty confident he's going to be able to survive this, and he needs that CC.
Yeah. Just focusing down as many SCVs as possible.
Look
Now
at
just
this.
fighting straight up against the Reaper here. Another Stalker just pop out. A Nexus on the way even, and a Mothership Core here. So
There's that cancel finally. Stalker with more health gets the high ground vision. I love how aggressive he is with this Reaper. He is not afraid to fight that Stalker with this Reaper. And he's actually going to kill it, I think. Yep. Nice. That was really incredibly good control there by Hack. All things considered, nice Reaper control versus Stalkers. That is impressive.
yeah. So he does get the bunker up, and he has held this off for now. But again, there's a Nexus going up here for parting like so fast.
CC
And he's
is
going to
so
get
late.
way ahead on this one.
The worker count doesn't matter as much right now because he does have that mule to drop, which kind of evens it out. But once he has double worker production on that Nexus plus double chrono boost, it looks like we're going to see a Blink Stalker follow up, and I have a feeling this is going to go poorly for Hack.
Yeah. Hack even supply block there at 19 for a bit.
Yeah, because the command center is supposed to finish and give you that extra supply. But if you have to cancel it and you're losing depots because you can't make them, you know, your build gets a bit wonky, gets a bit messed up. Good scout here on the Nexus.
Warp Gate is finished here. So he does have that one forward Warp Gate, I guess you can call it. He can start warping in a bunch more Stalkers. Start putting on the pressure even before Blink is done here.
Forge is coming up for Blink, so that means...
+1 Blink.
Well, I mean, it's just not, it just feels like it's not going to be as all in if he's going to spend that much gas, and he's you know, geared up for maybe just doing not a Blink feign necessarily, but just getting over there and doing a little bit of damage enough to get further ahead, but not necessarily kill Hack. God, his control is so good partying, leaving nothing up to chance here.
Gotta be careful now though. Concussive Shells is
Yeah, it's done, and here's the first link on the first Stalker. The second Stalker, needs to be careful.
Does get it away. Now he's going to clean up that pylon and the gate if he wants to. Looks like he may just, well, he was thinking about just going to the base, but now he's going to go back.
Yeah, I think he realizes it's not going to work to go for an attack. It's better to just get this.
So +1 armor actually coming here at a parting with the Blink on the way. Usually with the Blink Stalkers, because they're so evasive and you can Blink micro, you usually get the attack because they can do a lot of attack and they can survive with the Blink. But with the armor, I'm not sure. I mean, he's making more gates, but is this just going to be like an armor Blink build? I don't know.
think he's just going to poke with the Stalkers, force a lot of bunkers to be made, and then take a third base. But this is still a lot of scary Hack army coming down. Mothership Core's got plenty of energy, though. I don't think he has any sentries. Okay, I take it back. He has 2. Oh, and he doesn't know those sentries are there, too. If he gets too close, he could find himself trapped here. Not his concern right now. Nice targeting here on the Marauder with that Nexus. Marauder will fall first, and okay. Gonna force field him at the last second. There's that trap I was talking about.
Awesome trap here. Oh, he actually sneaks spy. But still with one Stalker out here against Marines, as long as he doesn't lose too many probes, should be okay.
38 to 31 worker count right now. Losing those Stalkers was painful, but Hack lost a lot more. Blink, did it finish?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I think so too. I guess we were just looking at something else because it always pops up on the right side, and just so many things were happening. I didn't see it finish. I can only assume that he didn't cancel that. That would have been pretty weird. So, okay,
Yeah, Blink is done.
We see it now. So now we can shut down drops really easily. Thing about that is, though, drops are nowhere to be seen, and they're a long way away. He's just now starting his medevacs. In fact, he's getting some Widow Mines, too. So Parting can take a pretty easy third base from here. I don't even know what those Stalkers were up to. Like, you're supposed to be on the high ground waiting.
They're just showing off their power.
He may have missed right-clicked, and then they went on the ground, but...
Maybe, or just maybe trying to blink them down from the high ground to scout out here.
Yeah, that definitely works out for him. Cannon going up right now. Economically, he's at a really good spot. He's going to have 1-1 upgrades really, really early, way ahead of Hack's upgrades. He knows this. There's no reason to take a greedy third just yet. Just play it safe, get that Colossus out, because Hack's probably just going to try to kill you. Because his economy's not in a good place. His tech's a bit awkward. Look how late his combat shields are. He's got just vanilla Marines right now. Running it easily get away here. Just blinks. In fact, the Marines didn't even know it was there. Barely got vision of it at the last second there. Okay, here we go.
This is a big bio army.
He
Needs
blinks
that
forward.
Colossus.
Yeah.
Colossus almost done here. Puts down the Nexus Cannon, but again, he can just drop up into the high ground if he wants to.
Colossus is very close to being completed.
Scans that army, and he's like, I think I can take this. He's going to stim in and try to go for the pylon first.
Another pylon gets started here and gets instantly killed. And he's going to go over and check the third base. There's still no third, though. Parting is playing really safe. But look at the worker count. He's evened it up. Hack playing this mid game pretty solid. Liking his decision making. He's also, while he's got Parting a bit on the defensive, is going to start a third command center. Those upgrades are going to become a concern of his. And his low medevac count is as well. He's sticking with only 2 medevacs while he starts Viking production. Second starport comes up. He knows he needs it. I think this is a smart choice. It's totally warranted. Delay your armory, delay your upgrades, because you need those Vikings.
Yeah, good choice here. And third base now coming down for Parting. A little bit late. You know, he was getting all that tech out, trying to get the Colossi out for the follow pushes here of Hack. He finally gets that Colossus production going, has the range now, has 2 Colossi, and he's going into +2 armor here. So he is going to be safe here to hold off the third base. I'll hold that thought. He's going to have to cancel it now, and that's going to delay it for a long time.
Oh, gets that medevac.
And they're still on the run. Parting wants to go for this, actually.
I think he may blink again. It's risky, but
this
he
is
does
so
it.
Parting. He forces another stim. Again, like you were talking about, the medevac count is so low, and any damage you can get onto that whole army, especially in the form of stims,
Yeah, stim is
really good.
When you're at 2 medevacs, or 1 medevac in this case, stim is basically like doing AoE damage to yourself. It's like Parting just did like some big burst AoE damage to that army just by blinking forward. That's going to cause him to have to continue to produce medevacs, which means he's not making Vikings, which means his Colossi get stronger. Templar Archive switch is already underway, though. Charge is coming out. Just look at how far ahead Parting is upgrade-wise. He can start +2 attack at any second, and if he hasn't already, I don't think he has, he can add a second Forge pretty soon, too.
Yeah. Nice scout coming in here. Just going to see the fact that there's no armory just yet. Ghost Academy is coming down, though.
He's also seeing there's not a whole lot of units in the main base. There's no bunker or turrets. May consider doing a Warp Prism drop or 2 while he's switching into those Templar Archives. Is that a Guardian Shield there? I think he did. Sometimes this happens when you accidentally hotkey, because the hotkey for opening gateways into warp gates is G. Sometimes you see players accidentally hotkey their arm and hold down G and then like burst all their Guardian Shields out. Happened to me once or twice.
Yeah. Ghost on the way here.
Wants to force some more stims. Parting is definitely the more confident player here. You can see that in his play and his movements.
Yeah. Never scared to blink forward, force stims, get damage down, delay the push out of the Terran. You know, usually, you know, some Protosses that like to play a little bit safer, they just give up a lot of map control to the Terran and allows it to get so much map control. But hold with that thought, all of the boys being pulled right now, a huge push coming out of Hack. He is not messing around this time. How many Colossi out? Is Storm done? I'm not sure. I don't think so. He's making Archons.
He's got a really great ratio of Marauders to Marines, and that's a lot of SCVs with this lazy boy, man. He's up to 57 to 15 Harvesters. He's only 2 Harvesters down. It's actually pretty crazy. And he's got a lot of Vikings. Upgrades are a problem, though. And look at the bravery here for Parting on these Stalkers. No fear. No fear whatsoever.
Zero fear.
That's tons of Vikings, though. 15 Vikings to 4 Colossi. Colossi basically don't even exist here in this fight. He's going to have to target them perfectly to make sure they get the most damage done before those Vikings come in, because there's no way he's saving these Colossi. All right, blink forward here. Vikings already getting their work done. Good kiting, actually, by Hack, and a great EMP on this army. Vikings are doing their work pretty nicely here. Probes are coming off the line right now. Parting knows he's in a bit of trouble, but he's got that upgrade lead.
A huge aggressive blink forward and trying to snipe down those Colossi, but not quite. All the SCVs are cleaned up here. Fighting with the probes, really working out for him. Huge warp in his Zealots here to tank more. I think Parting's held this one off.
It was a really close call, but a smart choice to bring the SCVs rather than the probes. GG. Bringing those probes, definitely helping him out. He knows, okay, you really pulled everything with this one. And I can fight with my probes. I've got the better upgrades. I'm going to win this out eventually. That was scary, though. That was a really close fight there. Had things gone a little bit better for Hack, things could have swung in his favor. That's the kind of battle that swings really quickly. You get an engagement where you start to just kill too many of those Zealots, or the Protoss is a bit indecisive about how he's moving.
Yeah. See Legend looking a little bit flustered there, actually. He's like, come on, man, you got to do this a little bit better. Yeah. Wonder what he's talking to Hack about, actually.
Legend, a Terran player himself, was Grandmaster for a while. then played Master Random for a while when he was observing for Chrome TV. So for those of you guys wondering who that is former StarCraft 2 observer for Chrome TV for the English stream, now moving on to a coaching role.
Yeah, moving on up, I guess you can say.
Always been a StarTale supporter, even as an observer. Did work really closely with the team. Parting looks more stressed out than Hack does, to be quite frank, even though he took that win.
Yeah. That's a scary game, man. A huge turn push coming in like that, you just barely hold. It's like, oh God, you like grab your heart, you're like, oh, okay. I held it off. Okay, I got the first one.
Those force fields at the ramp were really nice, plus the confidence he showed with his Blink Stalkers to slow down the push.
Yeah. Anytime you can buy it. You know, if you force field that ramp, he got an extra Colossus out. He got another Warp in there, and that's all you need because the Terran's going to have that pretty static army there. And if you can get more and more stuff out and delay enough time, you have a much better chance of holding it off. And Parting did just that. Very nice control with the Blink Stalkers as well, ping off some units.
All right, guys, let's go into King Sejong Station. Game number 2 here, the losers match for Group A.
Up here in the top left in the red. He's up 1-0. He's a big boy. It's Parting.
It's the fan screaming Parting's name in Korean. Down to the bottom right in blue for StarTale, it's Hack. Got the support of Curious and Life. It was Life, actually, that we saw earlier. I did actually confirm that during the break. He was hiding his face from us. Okay, there's the first depot coming down. For a second, I got scared. I thought we were going to see a 2 barracks proxy. Parting is playing this one normal. We saw a bit of a, proxy, a bit of an aggressive opening from Parting in game number 1. So we didn't really get to see a straight-up PVT. Well, this time we will. 10 gate, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's straighter up. It's less crooked, but still a bit crooked here. And wonder what he's going to go for this. Of course, with the earlier gate, something we always say, you can get an earlier Cyber Core, which could be an earlier Stargate possibly. Could rush that out, definitely. Something you can do here. Very good on this map, pretty popular. I'd say if he doesn't go for any kind of gateway pressure, I think that's the build he's going to go for here.
And just taking a look here at this map, let's talk about third bases. Third base to the right side of Parting's main. Not too terribly difficult to take as a Protoss versus Terran pushes like this. There's a few choke points you can work with. You can set up some force fields. There's no ramp to hold at the third like we saw in that last game if he comes into the natural. Obviously, if he goes straight into natural and you force field there, then he can attack your third Nexus and kill it. But if he's pulling all of his SCVs, he probably wants to do more than that. You see a bit of a scout here coming out for Hack, playing it cautious.
Yeah, after getting proxy the first game against a guy like Parting, I was going to say that, he could just do it again, especially on a 2-player map. Decides not to. But again, Hack playing cautiously. He's going to send it out to the base as well. If he's paying attention and he knows the timing's exactly right, he could actually see the fact that Parting got that earlier gate.
Hack's the type of player who often does all-ins when he's behind in a series, especially in the TVZ matchup. I feel like what we're going to see from him is a much more organized Lazy Boy push this time. He's going to try to just play the mid-game very aggressively. He's going to try to do that big move out off of 2 bases early on to make that first Nexus cannon go down. And he's just going to basically try to set up to have a good economy, to have that third base SCV pull with 3 ghosts and a large Viking count just like before. Twilight Council comes down for Parting.
Wow, not what I expected. Tried to get the Mothership Core and the Stalker out as fast as possible. Wanted to deny scouting. Gets the Mothership Core out first. Gets the energy so he can harass and, of course, recall back. And I wonder when he's going to go for this. Do you think Blink? Possibly DTs?
I think Blink, but let's just wait and see. I'm going to chase this SCP away, actually. There's nothing nearby to stop this Mothership Core. The first Marines are about to pop out, though. And they need to get in that bunker.
Run!
Ooh.
They did just barely get in, but still, before the next 2 come out, he's going to be able to delay these barracks from coming up. And anytime you can delay and keep your Mothership Core alive, it's going to be really nice.
Yeah, and if he could actually just delay the CC, I don't think he can. No, Super Hack pulls out the Marine that has the most health. Oh, is he going to get it? Gets a Marine.
He's microing his Mothership Core and killing all his Marines. He's got to be super careful, though. It's about to go down.
He could recall. I think he's going to lose it. Time warps the Marine.
You know what? I wonder if this wasn't just part of the plan all along, to kill as many Marines as possible and just go for a super quick blink build.
He is chronoing it. And when you do a blink all in, you don't need Mothership Core energy. You need the high ground vision, but you don't need the energy. So
No, there's no Nexus coming down.
you know what? That's actually I wouldn't have even thought of that. Oh, that's a great scan.
Oh, God. He's like, why did you do that? What were you doing with the Mothership Core? And now he knows.
That's a bit sloppy, actually, to keep all his gates all in one place like that, too.
That is true.
I guess he just really didn't expect the scan. This could still work. That's the thing about Blink Stalker all in. Scout it. Doesn't always matter. There's so many ways he can blink up on this map. There's 2 different locations he can blink up into the main base. A natural attacking directly into that is going to be a challenge, though. All right, gates are ready. First few Stalkers being warped, and he's really committing to this. He can't actually, you know, go back now and make a Nexus. Not really going to be transitionable.
He's going to be way behind if he decides to just play passive from here. He's got to do some damage. He has the Mothership Core for the high ground vision.
Bunker's not ready yet.
Could do it now.
He doesn't have enough Stalkers, I guess. Not yet, not all together. All right, he's going to poke at the front, sees those bunkers are loaded. Now he's going to go into the main. Parting Big Boy, let's see what he can do. Jumping into the main base here. Doesn't want to target those Marauders down if he can. There's that time warp. It is quite helpful here.
Miss Micro there, and he loses a lot of Stalkers. He's trying to get damage done here.
God, this is just not going to work. He can blink out, but this is actually pretty poor execution of the Blink Stalker all in. That's definitely not the Micro I'm used to seeing from Parting.
Yeah, well.
This is basically done. 2 more Marauders popping out. He's got concussive shells, too, which makes this a lot harder.
He's got 3 racks, 2 of them with Tech Labs. He can make so many Marauders. It's just... with this many bunkers and good, Micro, you're going to be totally fine. And I don't know, does Parting go for a Nexus from here?
Well, if he makes a Nexus, I feel like he's making his Tombstone. Going to try to burst down this bunker. I think he will get it. Not a quick enough reaction there on the SCVs. Not enough SCVs here in general. And, I mean, good Micro this time. He's just going to take a direct engagement rather than try and do something fancy. Takes out the bunkers, but bunkers alone is not enough. He needs to kill his bio. It's very low from all the stims.
Look at the Micro
actually,
right now.
Not
it
even
is
from
so good on Parting. There were some units at the top of the ramp for Hack that weren't fighting in the beginning here, and more warp-ins on the Stalkers make this fight so efficient here for Parting. Trying to remake those bunkers now, but he could just blink into the main. These units are out of position.
He doesn't have stim. For some reason in my brain, I just thought he had it. He doesn't even have it. That's part of the problem here, obviously. And Parting's just able to take this engagement straight up against unstimmed bio with this good Micro. It's actually just going to work, I think. Wow. He's just going to take it straight up. Wow. I'm actually in shock right now. Parting's Micro is so good. Too good. Going to take out his former teammate here, and we'll advance to the final match.
Yep, at least made the deck quick and easy.
GG, well played.
Even coming through here. Parting going to the final match here up against Byung. Hack unfortunately going down 0-2 twice. Definitely the underdog in the group. Went out as such. Parting looking happy.
Good to see Hack again. Does fall out in 4th place. A reasonable prediction to have predicted him for 4th, but it was a good showing. He had a tough group. He was the odd man out, I feel, of the group, just not on the same caliber as the other players. And I don't want to say that he played poorly. He's just not on the same level. Let's see. Maybe I guess the next time we'll probably see him is if he qualifies for GSL next year, or perhaps if he's able to play for perhaps another season of anything coming up in the future.
Yeah, definitely true.
StarTale not currently a Pro League team, but they've partnered with IM in the past, so there's a high chance that he may partner with another Pro League team and play in Pro League in the future. Because that's really where we've only seen him these days, is in Pro League when he comes out on very rare occasions. So we'll see if he ends up getting a chance to play in Pro League next year.
Yeah. I was just so surprised Parting was actually able to make that work. The stim was definitely something that came into effect there, but with good enough Micro with the blink, it says never give up, never surrender.
Right,
Maybe you can still take a game.
If you have SCVs all there repairing all at once, it's hard to actually burst those bunkers down, but He didn't have them there in time.
Wasn't ready.
All right, guys, we're going to the final match. Parting versus Byung, another PVT after a quick commercial break.